Alright, let's do a little walk and talk for a second here, guys. So I'm out in the middle of some swamplands in a park, riding my bike, listening to this AI podcast. And pretty much ever since Fable 5 was released and then taken off the market 2 weeks back, everybody has been up in this arms about democratizing AI, local models, and the ability for enterprises to excel in there being like this AI underclass. And I keep thinking to myself, this is all just something that people kind of have built up in their heads because they had access to the model, and then it was taken away from them more than the democratization of AI. Because let's be honest, in like late February into March was when Mythos was originally released before it was pulled back. And since then, Claude 4.6, 4.7, 4.8 have dropped, and endless other models from different other players and groups like ChatGPT Images 2.0, which is kind of a standard and functions for many things. I mean, anyone doing videos or worksheets or image content is using ChatGPT Images 2.0. Even if you're building videos, you're using like Higgsfield, the MCP, and Images 2.0 to kind of standardize the work and the layer you're progressing on. And the last week and a half, I've been iterating on websites, different ways to layer them, building like different types of 3JS scenes and different 3D animations, effects, and trying to layer them into web pages and do something kind of very unusual and out of the box. And what I've been working on is this broken cell phone right here, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude. I've been using ChatGPT and Claude kind of back and forth between 5.5 and then 4.8 on Claude, and then kind of Gemini just as an oversight guide to be a critic and evaluate my work as I progress, because let's be real, Gemini has kind of lost its status in the field of AI architecture. And last year, Nano Banana was great, and it was still top level all the way up until Images 2.0 released, because the live data feedback from the internet that you can scan websites and data and implement it into the images, and the fact that you can break dense text barriers and still have legible text makes it just limitlessly better, especially for like stuff like I'm working on. I've been building a series of like 1,000 infographics on all types of different things, like could be anything in nature. A swan, a duck, a little finch, woodpeckers, bears, owls, solar systems, a star, or it could be as abstract as how we form a thought, or how, I don't know, anyways, how we form a thought is pretty abstract, but anyways, different things and topics like that. And the reason I'm kind of making this today, right now, this morning, is because Claude FABLE, this is July 1st in the morning, and Claude FABLE has been given the green light. Let's go. Let's build. But the thing is that I think right now, from all the research I've done, is it's not allowed on the desktop or mobile, but just through APIs that you'll have access to it, and you'll be paying full price. You won't have access to it under the $250 tier, I don't believe. That's just what I've heard. I've only watched about 10 videos on people making reactions to Fable being dropped again, so I'm not sure which is correct or which is not. But any which way, I'm just saying is that, if I'm building stuff that's desktop and computer worthy on a broken 2026 Moto G budget level Cricket cell phone, and I mean, like, some of this stuff is even impressing me. I'm like, wow, and this is how it looks on mobile. Waiting until I get a more powerful machine. But the reason I'm not too worried is a lot of the workflows and templates and other things you're utilizing or progressing to. If you got a proper workflow or template or system set in place to direct to AI, then it's only going to work better and more efficiently and have more detail and more production quality as the models progress, and you're able to plug those same workflows and standards into the different models. So I'd say worry more about your workflows, your heartbeats, your heartbeat prompts, your souls, and the way you structure and organize the nodes and syntaxes in which the AI works in a cycle before it even does one piece of image creation or data spreadsheet work or intelligence work. Set a proper guide and standard to how you're gonna operate, and the AI will be 1,000 times more efficient even without having the next better frontier model. And just 2 days ago, what kind of proves this theory in motion is that Stanford, they released their research paper on storm, and their storm cycle is kind of similar. Research, anyways, I don't have them in front of me, so I can't blurb it off the top of my head, but it's the same idea. They have a system set in place that evaluates itself and does work with multiple agents, and multiple agents conspiring against one another to kind of form a formulated output or opinion on one specific topic, task, or workflow. So any which way, the point is Fable 5 is back in here, but there's going to be way better models weeks out, months out. And next year, the entire landscape will be changed. So more importantly than worrying about the next model, worry about the workflow and what you're dictating the AI and how you progress those standards. Because even if you don't have access to that next best model, that workflow you're building in those segments are going to allow you to utilize that next model to its fullest capability once you do have access to it. Cheers, everyone. Fable 5, baby! Woo! Let's go Anthropic.